We all need to feel our feelings, and why not talk about that here on the internet?
It's about books, duh.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about the books that I want to read in the month of August. July was a very good reading month for me. I'm excited to see what August will bring. As a mood reader, it's hard for me to have a list of books and stick to them to read, but I went with a few different vibes with this stack, so hopefully that will satisfy any mood that I'm going to be in during the month of August. But I feel like the vibes are going to be summer, finishing up kind of my summery reads that I want to get to, and of course some required reading for my book club and a book of the month pick. So let's get into it. So the first book on the August TBR is There Are No Saints by Sophie Lark. I actually did start this one today. I'm about 70 pages in. It's only 250 pages, so this is going to be like a quick read. I haven't read anything by this author, but I've heard very good things about her. And this is a dark romance about a serial killer slash artist and a struggling artist. So our main character, Cole, is a sculptor in San Francisco, and he likes to people. So super hot, right guys? Perfect ingredients for a romance novel. Am I right? So he meets Mara at a gallery, and he's kind of intrigued by her, which is like not usual for him. And then something like really fucked up happens right at the beginning of the book, and he starts stalking her. So he can't stay away. He's obsessed from afar. He's obsessed in the wrong way. We love an obsessed man. I'm a big Ali Hazelwood fan because she writes obsessed men beautifully. This is taking it to a different level. So we're gonna see what happens with Cole and Mara and how terribly this could actually go. I'm really excited about this. Like I said, I started it today, probably gonna read more later. So There Are No Saints, hopefully book number 1 for August. The next book I want to read in August is Wildfire by Hannah Grace. This has been on my shelf for months, okay? I have not picked it up yet, although I know that I'm going to love it, so I'm really, really excited to read this in August because it's a summer camp romance. It's Hannah Grace. I loved Icebreaker with all my heart. Stassi and Nate are still some of my favorite characters, and I loved the way Hannah Grace wrote Nate and how fucking obsessed he was with Stassi. That was just like, I died. So I'm really excited to read Wildfire. So this follows Russ, who I believe was one of the members of the hockey team, and Aurora. Both characters like I don't remember a lot about from Icebreaker, but I have no doubt that I will like them. So they kind of have like a little rendezvous at camp, and then they go back to Maple Hills and kind of can't stay away from each other, I suppose. So this is going to be definitely like very, very good chemistry, I'm hoping. Summer vibes, fun. I love all the side characters in these books, so I'm really excited to read about them again and go back into the world of Maple Hills. So Wildfire, hopefully you do not disappoint. Okay, the next book on my August TBR is The Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren. So this is a library book I got recently, haven't cracked it open yet. Brand new. I don't think anybody's even had this. So this is a romance. I have not read anything by Christina Lauren. I have one of her books on my shelf in a holidays. This will definitely be on my December TBR. But I haven't read anything by her yet. So this follows Anna and Liam, and they got married. So this is like marriage of convenience at first. They got married so that she could get housing at UCLA, and then kind of like years later they reunite in order for Liam West to get his inheritance. So this is another artist character, which is kind of funny because like I never read about artists, but we got 2 in 1 month. But this is gonna be like marriage of convenience, fake dating, fake engagement, but real love. I can't wait. All I've heard about this book is that it's like really, really good. So I mean, look at the cover, like summer vibes to the max. On the back it says required beach reading, so maybe I can find a beach somewhere to read this on. The Paradise Problem, let's go. Okay, so the first part of my TBR was kind of like my summary reads that I want to get to, a couple of them. The next part of my TBR is books I want to read by authors that I love or like continuing a series. So the first book in that kind of category would be Heartless. I can't wait to read this. This is just such a good like big paperback too. Like, oh, I love a good paperback. So this is the second book in the Chestnut Springs series. I finished Flawless in July. I talked about that in my July wrap up. Loved it. This I have heard is even better. I cannot fucking wait. So this follows Cade, who is another one of the Eaton brothers, and he's like the grumpy dad, single dad. And he is becoming intertwined with Willa, who is the best friend of the female main character in Flawless. So she's like a super free spirit, beautiful, redhead, you know, kind of doesn't listen to anybody. So what I think we're going to get here is sarcasm. Elsie Silver like loves a smart female main character who can like give it back to the man. And I think that's exactly what we're gonna get. I'm so excited for like the single dad element of this and maybe like turning this grump into a little bit of a happier man. I'm excited. This is gonna be a great one. Like this one I'm kind of like saving for a rainy day when I'm like, ugh, I need something that I know is gonna be good. Heartless by Elsie Silver. Cannot wait. Okay, the next book on my August TBR. This is, listen, I said at the beginning, this is a realistic TBR. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 books on the TBR. I think that's doable because a lot of these are shorter and they're like romances and they kind of go quick. This one I would love to get to. I don't know if I will, but I would love to finally read Keeping 13 because I loved Binding 13 so much. I did not read this right away after I finished Binding 13 because I just felt like it was a lot. Binding 13 ends like on a super big cliffhanger, but I just like could not bring myself to like go through the emotional damage of reading Keeping 13. So this series is the Boys of Tommen series, and these 2 books follow Johnny and, oh my god, I already forgot her name, Shannon. And pretty much like Johnny is another like grump. He's like very serious, only thinks about rugby, and he is enamored with Shannon, who is like a mousy girl, quiet, has been traumatized by bullies in the past, and it's kind of that trope of like, don't you dare touch her, I'll kill you if you touch her, which is amazing. But these are new adult books, so we're not getting like the spice of like a Heartless or Wildfire. Oh my god, you're not getting anywhere near that level of spice. But you do get like a good slow burn with Binding 13, which I loved. I think Binding 13 made me love slow burn romance, so I'm very excited to like read more like that. So Keeping 13 is the second installment, and it's going to follow the rest of Johnny and Shannon's story. So they're a little bit older in this book, which I think I'll like more. In the first book, they were like 16 and 18. So in this one, I think they're a couple years older. So I'm excited to see what that is. But like, can we just admire this indie published book and this beautiful paper. Look at the words though. This is an encyclopedia. Tiny words, huge book. It's literally 600 pages and I can't wait. If I get to this, I'll be very happy. If I don't, it's okay. I'll save it for September. No big deal. Okay, the last physical book I have that I would like to read in August is Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. Okay, you guys know, if you watched my July wrap up, the intense feelings that I had reading Just for the Summer, I don't know if you can top them. That might actually be my favorite book of the year. It's very possible to be my favorite book of the year. So I'm excited to read more of Abby Jimenez. I've had this one on my shelf. This was my book of the month, book of the year pick. So this one follows Brianna and Jacob. They're both doctors, I believe. I think the tropes here are like rivals to lovers because they're both going for the same job. I don't know. You know what? I don't need to know a lot about this book because now that I've read something by Abby Jimenez, I know what I'm getting into. And again, this is like a more of an emotional read, I feel. It's not so light and fluffy, although it's going to give me like all the good, happy, giggly feelings. I think it's also going to give me those like stab to the heart feelings, which, listen, I'm here for it. I like it. It's not a bad thing. We all need to feel our feelings, and why not talk about that here on the internet? Yours truly. I hope that I get to this as well. Again, this is a realistic-ish TBR. Okay, let's not get crazy. I do have a lot of free time in August though. I'm a teacher, I'm teaching summer school, but it ends next week, first week of August. So the last 3 weeks of August, I got time on my hands. So you know what I'm gonna be doing. You see this pale skin? It's because I read. I don't need to go outside. It's all in here. Okay, the next book I have in my August TBR is Death by Dumpling by Vivian Chen. Can we just admire this ridiculous cover? Like, when I tell you, I looked up this series. This is a cozy mystery series. It's called the Noodle Shop series. It's all about like Chinese food, which is hilarious to me. My book club with my sisters and my sister's boyfriend chose this. My older sister chose this one because we were looking for something like lighter, not a romance though, thrillers we kind of done a lot of. So we wanted to go with something a little different. So Death by Dumpling, it's just a cozy mystery about somebody who eats a dumpling and dies. And like, we all know what we're getting with cozy mystery. We're kind of getting some ridiculous things happening, and you just have to take it for what it is. So I'm excited to read this. I really hope that I like this. I have the audiobook, but I would like to read it, the physical copy. I'm still waiting for my library to get it. Like, I've been waiting for like a week, it feels like. I can't wait. I hope that I like the first one so that I can read more of these. Okay, the last book that I have on my realistic August TBR is Like Mother, Like Daughter by Kimberly McCreight. So this is my book of the month pick. It's a thriller about, it's like a mother-daughter thriller about a student at NYU, Cleo, who comes home and her mom is just like missing. She's not there. But I think this is one of those thrillers where it's like, she thinks she knows her mom, but she really doesn't. And her mom's got this like whole secret life and she kind of has to figure out what is going on. So I think this is going to be like a mystery, thriller, suspense. I always like a New York City setting. I loved Kill for Me, Kill for You is also set in New York. This is a great thriller if anybody needs a recommendation. So I'm excited about Like Mother, Like Daughter. I think it should be good. It's my only thriller on the TBR. I have been wanting to read a good thriller, but you know what? It's hard to find these days. I feel like a lot of thrillers are just like, they're pumping them out and they're just not doing it for me. So we'll see. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much. As you know, my channel is just getting started. Thank you for coming here and listening to me talk about my books. And I hope to see you back here again soon. Bye.